We are honored to have Rich Kreuger. Good morning to you, Rich.
Good morning, Rich.
Hi, thanks very much for having me down. It's great to be back at the Heartland.
You look great in that stingy brim and that Hawaiian shirt.
Yes, I'm really, I have people dress me every morning.
How about kicking out the jams here with a little tune? Tell us what you're going to do for us.
So this is a song about a strange job I had in New Mexico and taking care of people that had difficulties and kind of a strange thing. It's called Ain't It So Nice Outside Today. Ain't it so nice outside today? Ain't it so nice outside today? There's so much I wanna do. And ain't it so nice outside today? Ain't it so nice outside today? His back's been broke a couple times. He said the neck won't bend quite right. Says he lost his left eye in a bar fight. Her shoulder rose up tight. She can't mount a flight of stairs. She can't climb out of a chair. He said my head got busted in a 2x5, 2x4. Since that day, like I got no soul no more. It hurts so bad. It hurt for so damn long now. They won't go away. But I wanna live. I wanna live another day. I wanna live another day. 'Cause there's so much I wanna do. And ain't it so nice outside today? Ain't it so nice outside today? My sister been deaf since she was born. Brother been blind since he was 2. Somebody called for mama when he got born. Whatever it was, carried mom off too. Your good hand keeps dropping things. Your foot feels like it's made of wood. Can't walk, can't talk, can't stand, can't sit. There's blood every time you take it, and it hurts so bad. You ain't worked for so damn long now. Boss won't dare take you back. If you don't work, and then you don't get paid, you can't live to work another day. And there's so much you still can do. Ain't it so nice outside today? Ain't it so nice outside today? The nurse, she says, good luck. Give you these pills, but you don't know what they do. But these pills, they just don't see you through. Like helplessness. It's just another word for nothing left to lose. It's like helplessness is just another word for nothing left to lose. She said, Doc, the meth ran out. Doc, I crashed real hard. February, the cops found me down outside when the yard had been shut down. Guess I crashed too long. Slept too hard on my right arm. They said there weren't nothing they could do. Doc said they had cut it up before I come to. It hurt so bad. Pain won't go away. I can't even feed myself. Didn't Jesus? Didn't Jesus even ask God himself? Didn't Jesus even ask God himself? Why can't I live another day? Ain't it so nice outside today? Ain't it so nice outside today? Helpless, hopeless, aimless, homeless, pointless, toothless, limbless, useless, faceless, worthless, lifeless. But it's don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Is there so much you still can do? And ain't it so nice outside today? Ain't it so nice outside today? Ain't it so nice outside today?
Yes! Rich Kreuger. Oh, that was nice, Rich.
Thank you very much.
Rich, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up? How'd you get into playing music?
Well, I grew up around. I was born in Brooklyn. Moved out here when I was a kid.
So you were a Brooklyn Dodger fan when you were young?
Well, the Brooklyn Dodgers had already left, but my mom was.
Oh, you're young. You're
Yeah,
a young guy.
I'm a young guy.
See, I loved the Brooklyn Dodgers until, '58 when they moved. That was it.
Yeah. They left 2 years.
Unfortunately, they beat the
Brooklyn
Sox last
Dodger
night.
fans like to relive the heartbreak.
Yes, they do.
But we'll get back to you, Rich.
Yeah, but we
You came to Chicago as a youngster.
came to Chicago as a youngster. Was here through up until about high school. Then moved out east again, and then moved back here for college, and then was here for a long time. I was in L.A. and then New Mexico, and now I'm back.
Where'd you go to college?
I was at University of Chicago.
That's a great university.
Yes. That was a great time. I
Well,
met
what
a lot
years
of
were
great
you there?
people
Because, back in the early days, I went to school up at Lake Forest and had an affinity for University of Chicago. My dad had gone there, but it was the place we used to go for great events. I remember seeing Norman Thomas there and Michael Harrington, and then music-wise, there was the UFC Folk Festival, and I remember Mavis Staples singing. I was sitting right on the stairs up to the stage and kind of crying. And then let me see, it would have been late 60s, I got stuck in a Holiday Inn in a blizzard in the great, was it 68, the great blizzard?
67.
And Skip James was there on his way to the University of Chicago Folk Festival.
Yeah.
I remember
I love
all of
Skip
the
James.
African Americans who were listening to Motown didn't want him playing, but we got him to play and we got them to listen. So did the UFC foster your folk instincts and your musical instincts?
Definitely went to the folk festival a lot. Played around there. Started out playing at bar down at University of Chicago, Jimmy's. Yeah, playing for a comedy group that was there, the Cardiff Giant, when they were there, and they went on to do great things. And actually here with my friend today, John Hildreth, who works down at the Lifeline Theater down the block from you guys.
That's a great place, Lifeline Theater.
Yeah, and I started play at No Exit Cafe, your neighbors down the way, for Brian and Sue Cozen.
Oh.
Yeah, Brian and Sue. Yeah, we're doing dinner theater in there these days.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Although it's always tempting to try to revive the folk scene that used to be over there at the No Exit.
Might have to do it on the Heartland stage, Michael.
That'd be fine.
So
That'd be okay.
the song you just sang was about Mexico or New Mexico?
It was in New Mexico. I had this. I have a strange straight gig. I'm a doctor.
You have a strange what?
I have a strange straight gig. I'm a physician.
What kind of doctor?
An
are you?
MD?
I'm an MD. Yeah. I take care of newborn babies usually.
What a wonderful thing.
And,
Did you call that a strange straight gig?
Yeah, I mean compared to
see.
like being a musician.
Some people would call it,
So
good
you're
work.
Dr. Rich Kreuger.
Yeah. So but I was kind of between straight gigs, and I was working, actually going around the state of New Mexico to smaller communities like Roswell and Clovis, and examining adults who are trying to qualify for disability benefits, which was a strange job for me.
You were the judge.
I was the judge. It was sort of, you're there to prevent fraud, right? But there really was, if there was any of that, it was minimal. Mostly it was these basically there are two things that struck me. One, it was very surreal. Like in the song that I sang, you know, all of the stories in the song were true. The last story was of this woman who came in who had lost her arm because she basically fell asleep and it died. And they removed it from her, which sounds like a very strange story. But I saw 3 people like that, man. I mean, it was banal. It became banal. And that was what was so odd about it. And there's basically all of these throwaway people, you know, that it just, you know, many of them had some culpability in what had happened. You know, she had problems with substance abuse. But a lot of people are just, you know, they get injured in construction jobs, and there's no unions anymore that work, or not as many as there should be. And
because school teachers and janitors are the cause of all of our problems these days.
That's right. It's not bankers, God forbid. Wait until the bankers unionize, and then they can break that union. That's what we should do.
Join the bankers union. I can hear it now.
You know.
Too big to fail.
You know, too big to fail.
Yeah.
That's
well,
right.
Rich Kreuger, one of the things that captured my attention when Dan said you were going to come on the show was that you have a song about Huey Long.
I do. Again, in this longueur where I was looking for work, I was going to take a job in Fresno, California, and I also worked a little in Sacramento, California. And at the time, there were all of these pictures in the New York Times about tent cities in Fresno and Sacramento.
Right.
And you know, they called it the new Hooverville.
Right.
What struck me was, when you think of Hooverville, you think of all of these old sepia-tone photographs of tin shacks. And these pictures were, in addition to being in color, they were all like these brightly colored, brand new Eureka tents.
Right.
So, you know, I'm thinking, where do these people get these
Talking about
hand-me-down Patagonia stuff?
Yeah, and so I figured, well, they bought them at Walmart because that's where they could get them cheapest, right? And so I'm thinking about Walmart, and I started investigating about Sam Walton, who ran Walmart, and found out he was born in Kingfisher, Oklahoma. Although he started Walmart in Bensonville, Arkansas, he's born in Kingfisher. I think Kingfisher, and then thought about the Kingfish Huey Long. And if you ever wanted to compare two visions of capitalism that are diametrically opposed, it would be Sam Walton and Huey Long, because Huey Long is like share the wealth, and Sam is don't share nothing.
For people who don't know, Huey Long, Huey Long was the governor of Louisiana, coming out of the Depression.
Right.
And he
heart of the Depression, middle of the Depression.
He actually probably succumbed to a lot of racism. We were talking about racism with earlier guest Bob Hercules, but I also one thing I really did like about Huey Long is he said, when fascism comes to America, it will be wrapped in an American flag.
That's right, and that's what may be happening today, you know, among some people. But then there are people that keep the faith and realize that, you know, some people are just nuts. But,
how about singing us a little of that Huey Long song?
Okay, this is called In Between Kingfishers.
Okay.
Here comes Rich Kreuger, Dr. Rich.
88.7 FM, live from the Heartland, Chicago Sound Alliance.
Kingfisher Sam M. Walton will explain you from his grave just why he can't be undersold. He's where I bought this brand new tent. It'd run me less than a month's rent, or a tenth the monthly mortgage I used to hold. So that paper was worth more than the house, and the bank said go. Still winter in Fresno, won't meet up again until sometime late Halloween. And by then, who knows how bad things just might be. But for now, like all these other families in all these other tents, I just got caught up a little in between. a little in between. Folks say California's a Garden of Eden. I'll bet nature boys, as clever as their tans and beat stone to a man. But here in this inland no town, lives remain about as easy as falling beneath a train. The governor said, close New Jack City, but we can move on up to the state fair, where state cops can watch us closer there. Summer in Sacramento bake you drier than a stone. 200 miles north of all you had and all you know. Now you're strung out like a wire, hung from what your future was to where your future's gone. And you're left standing in between and on your own, forgotten and alone. With a kingfish Huey P. Long saying there's enough for folks to share. And if y'all work hard, you can even be a millionaire. They called him a demagogue, a commie, cracker, and clown. He sang every man a king, but no man wears a crown. He built highways and bridges in the hospital at LSU, till some doctor shot him in 1935. He bled to death at the age of 42. Woody Guthrie and FDR sit with Sam and Huey in an abandoned car behind a vacant Walmart in a town like them that's died. Huey strums Woodrow's guitar, sings for working folks with kids that gotta live in their cars. Franklin whispers sweetly, in this light Samuel, you look just like Eleanor. And the Kingfishers, Huey P. Kingfishers, Sam M. Wall can't recall just what the hell his whole life was for, though he's sure it was gold, or maybe it was green, or maybe something in between.
Oh, that is great. That is a great juxtaposition.
Thanks, man.
Nice, Rich. I really like that.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Well, why don't you tell us where you're going to be playing and how people can find your stuff online? You got a website, that kind of thing?
Sure. It's easy to find me on the Facebook under Rich Kreuger, K-R-U-E-G-E-R.
K-R-E-U-G-E-R.
K-R-U-E.
U-E.
U-E.
I spelled it wrong.
And
My notes.
it's the same person though. and you can find it there. And there's a bunch of links there on like the notes page to other sites where you can find my music and things like that. I tend to play down at the gallery on Wednesday, every other Wednesday. And
Tell us the address of that.
The gallery is I want to say it's 2828 or 2800 North Oakley. It's on Oakley, 1 block north of Armitage, 1 block west of Western, and play there often on Sunday nights. I'll be there on Sunday and on alternate Wednesdays. And but I'm actually segueing to your next guest, who's got this book. I'm probably going to be down here tonight, singing some Bob Dylan songs down at the Heartland, which will be swell.
Oh, wonderful!
Well,
wonderful.
I tell you, then why don't we let you sing one more short song before our next guest,
Bob
June
Dylan's
Sawyer.
tune, you
Do
mean?
something from Dylan.
I can do something from.
And
Bob
let me
Dylan.
ask you one question: If If we could arrange it, would you come play at the Heartland?
He's playing tonight.
After tonight. I mean, on a Monday night, like if we do the old No Exit at the Heartland.
I would, yeah, no old No Exit.
People
That would
want
be
that.
swell. Absolutely, I'd love that. I would be honored.
Well, we'd be honored
We're going to
too.
put this together. Mark my words.
Okay.
So
You've-
Rich Kreuger, that's Krueger.
E-G-E-R.
How about giving us a little Dylan
Okay.
tune, and we'll see you
That
soon.
sounds
We're gonna be bringing up June Sawyers to talk about her book, Bob Dylan, New York.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I ain't sleepy and there ain't no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. Jingle, jangle, morning, I come following you. Take me on a trip upon your magic swirling ship. All my senses have been stripped. My toes are too numb to step, and I wait only for your boot heels to be wandering. Ready to go anywhere, I'm ready for the fade. Into our own parade, cast your dancing spell my way. I promise to go under it. Oh, hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I ain't sleepy and there ain't no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In your jingle jangle morning, I come following you. Take me disappearing through the smoke rings of your mind, down the foggy ruin of time. I'll pass the frozen trees, past the haunted, frightened leaves, down to the windy beach. I'll pass the twisted reach of crazy sorrow. Yes, to dance beneath the diamond sky with one hand waving free, silhouetted by the sea. I'll pass the circus sands between all memory and fate, driven deep beneath the waves. Let me forget about the day and my hat until tomorrow. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I ain't sleepy and there ain't no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. You jingle jangle morning, I come following you. In your jingle jangle morning, I come following you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
Big round of applause for Rich Kreuger.